What is the future of America? My name is Richard Boyk, and I would like to share my thoughts on the lack of common sense the House Republicans are showing. Does anyone have common sense anymore? President Biden and his administration seem to be doing everything they can to tear down America and make us into a third world nation. House and Senate Democrats are walking in step right behind him. Very few, if any, Democrats are condemning the violence on college and university campuses. In fact, some are encouraging them and their actions of violence. Since at least 2020, the Democrats have all echoed the need to save democracy. But most people know the truth. They just want to save the liberal Democratic Party and not let Trump drain the swamp, doing all they can to keep Trump in court for political purposes and not on the campaign trail. This is not what I would call saving democracy, nor would I consider this tactic to have any common sense behind it. The more they go after Trump, the more Trump is winning at the polls. What may be even worse is the lack of common sense the House Republicans and to a certain degree Senate Republicans are displaying. When the Republicans took the House in 2023, they elected Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, only to be ousted in September of 23. After weeks of voting, Mike Johnson gets elected as Speaker in October of 23, and now he may face the same fate as McCarthy. Common sense should dictate that you work together to either pass or block legislation. The goal would be to get the best deal one can get without crossing any preset red lines. The House, over the past year and a half, should have been passing conservative legislation regardless of what the Senate does. Whether the legislation passes or not, the message it would send to the American public would be the most important thing. The message should show that all the lies or allegations that the Democratic Party likes to spread are not true. Legislation that will show the American people that the Republican Party is the party of the people. They are for law and order. They are for individual choice and not for having things forced upon them. They are for individual safety, national security, national strength, respect, and they are committed to all our freedoms given to us by our Bill of Rights and our U.S. Constitution. Common sense should also dictate that to win and survive as a party, you must put together another contract for America, detailing the direction and focus of the party. This contract must be signed by all those running for Congress, those already in Congress, and the RNC. This contract must become part of the RNC's bylaws and ratified every year. If a candidate wants the RNC's support, they must sign the contract. This cannot be a once and done commitment. It must be a living document within the RNC. If the Republicans in Congress cannot show any common sense, you might as well let the Democrats continue to destroy this country. But if the Republicans have any common sense at all, they will only pass legislation that will protect all citizens and make this country stronger for everyone. We need legislation that will help reduce our debt, cut taxes, and put strict conditions on all spending bills that would include removal of all funds from those that do not follow all federal laws, removal or prohibit funds to any anti-American organization. Appropriation bills need to be pure and passed before any other legislation to protect us from relying on any CRs. To avoid any government shutdown, simply include a statement in all appropriation bills that the government stays open and funded at 95% until the next appropriation bill is passed. We cannot afford any legislation that includes any pork or anything that will not benefit all citizens. We must not only elect Donald J. Trump as our next president, but we must also elect real conservatives to Congress. We cannot afford to have a liberal Supreme Court our Supreme Court decisions must be based on the Constitution and the laws of the land. Thank you for watching or listening, and please subscribe to my podcast and share this with your friends. May God bless you, your family, and the United States of America.